Hi everyone! If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Aileen, and here we love all things makeup, skincare, and fashion. And when it comes to makeup, mostly luxury makeup. So if you're not already, I hope you consider subscribing and joining the family. So today, we're going to be talking about my February favorites, and then I have 3 that are not favorites. I still use them, but they're not fails either. We'll get into it. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then keep on watching. But before we go, like we always say, comment, like, subscribe. Let's get to it. So some of these may be new to me. We'll go through them as we go. So first, you guys know I went to Miami last month and I went to Nordstrom Rack. I tried this being in Miami. I had it on in humidity. Yes, I am excessively oily, and the humidity of Miami just made my oils come through even more. And I'm not sure if this is still available. I found it at Nordstrom Rack for $14.97, but it's so amazing that I just have to talk about it, because it's the one foundation that if I bring it all the way to my under eye, I do not need any concealer. I'll just use like a brightening pen. And it didn't matter how much I dabbed with a paper towel, nothing came off. It's transfer proof. And this is the Burberry Matte Glow Foundation in the shade Medium and Natural number 60. This is so good. The coverage is a medium leaning to full. I can build it up where I have hyperpigmentation if I need to. But with the coverage that it provides, I'm okay not spot concealing and just putting this straight on, obviously with a primer, but I don't need to spot conceal. So it comes with a pump. It's flawless. I am loving this just as much as my holy grail when I need a full coverage, which is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is absolutely amazing. I can't say enough about it. If you're oily and you're looking for transfer proof, but it still looks great, it doesn't cake, it doesn't separate, it doesn't sit in fine lines, and you're looking for good coverage, if you can find this anywhere in your shade, I highly recommend it. I'll look and see if it's available in places, and if it is, I will link it down below. And if it is, I'll do a wear test for you guys so you guys can see, like, it's amazing. I love this stuff. And I believe I was Marco Poloing with Rupi Minhas when I was like, girl, I'm so oily. And as I'm talking to her on Marco Polo, I dabbed the first time I wore this. And I was like, oh my God, look at the napkin. Like nothing came off, but look, it looks like I just applied it. Like I was shook. I was shocked. It's beautiful. I love it. But if I do see it's still available, I'll do a wear test so you guys can see it on. So next, this is not new to me. I have had it a few months now. I see myself reaching for it every single time I sit down to do my makeup. And that is the Makeup by Mario Master Eye Prep and Set in the shade Medium. I would say the next time I'm going to purchase this, because this is like a repurchase item, I would probably pick up the shade Light. Just so when I do shadows, it gives more of an oomph. And if this I did film this eye look, if it's already up, I'll link it up in the cards. But I find myself reaching for the lightest shade and setting it with the powder. But I never find myself reaching for this shade, which I might once I get my summer color, because I do step in the sun and instantly bronze. And as soon as it's warm, I'll be, even though I wear sunscreen, I'll be out working out or jogging in the sun. And this will probably be my lid shade at that time. but it's so good. I wouldn't mind having the light and the medium in my collection. So this is the only product I've tried from his line, and I love it. So if you're not new to my channel, you know I love all complexion products. So the majority of my favorites are usually complexion. And the Shantikai Cushion in the shade Nude. This is your skin, but better. If you apply it, you apply a light layer. So I do have to wash my little sponge applicator because I did wear this yesterday. But you can either apply it with this. I haven't tried it with a brush. I hear with a brush you get more coverage. But once you put your initial application, give yourself a few minutes. Go get a cup of coffee. Go get a cup of water. Go relax. Come back in a few minutes. And the coverage you walked away with has intensified by the time you come back. It's skin-like. It's flawless. I did try this for the first time when I was in Miami. Let me set that aside so I can wash it. And it stood the test of Miami humidity. So the packaging is like so. And it does have, you know, your typical cushion. It opens. And it does come with a refill. I do still have my refill in the box down here. Now I will say, if you feel it's drying up, the cushion inside, you can flip it. You can flip this cushion and just use it and keep flipping it back and forth until you've used up all the product before you go into your refill. It's beautiful. Skin-like, flawless. And I do plan on doing a video with the cushion and the gel. Let me know if you're interested. I know they've been out a while now, but I don't think I've seen many on oily skin. Next, I've been loving the Natasha Denona Mini Love Collection. Specifically, the palette and the cheek duo. I do not like a blingy highlight because I'm oily, and I know that eventually I'm going to be blingy anyways. But this, you can see it. There's like from a champagne to a rose gold, like a pink. It's so beautiful. And the blush gives just, oh, it's just beautiful. And I can link my live above where I did a live application of these products. I am loving this. And can we talk about the packaging? Like, is this not a crafter's dream to have this packaging and just stare at it and moving it all around? And the shadows, like you have your pinks, but they're like pinks and purples. Like this is more of like a shifty shade, pink and purple. This is more like a burnt lavender. This is more like a dark purple. And then this is more like a champagne rosy color. And then this is like a true darker pink. These are beautiful. I tell everyone pinks look great on everyone. I haven't seen a skin tone or anyone that doesn't look great in these shades, including Jennifer from All Feisty. I believe she's really liking this palette, and she's not big on pinks, but this is stunning on, stunning. Let's move on to eyeliners. These eyeliners are not new, but I forgot I had them. I reached for one the other day and again today. They're beautiful. They are beautiful. They're the Wayne Goss, the Essential Eye Kohl Pencils. So today I have on the shade Blue Sapphire in my bottom waterline. These are beautiful. And then I also have the shade Deep Amethyst. I picked these up when I picked up the Pearl Moonstone palette. I'm loving these, and I'm already like on Beautylish creating a wish list for the Wayne Goss products I want to pick up. I definitely want to pick up his artist brushes, like the set of 3, and definitely more of these kohl pencils. And I may pick up like some sort of lip product. I haven't decided what I want to try, but I'm loving these. You guys already know I love the Weightless Veil palettes with the blush and highlighter. I have all 4. They're stunning. I have been reaching for this. I know they're not new, but it's like when you forget you have something and you pick it up and you use it again and you rediscover it and you're like, why am I not using this all the time? I need to get, because this is like a dark purple and a dark blue, I do need to get like your basic colors, like your blacks, your browns, so that I can reach for them more often. Next is the Westman Atelier highlighters. You guys, obviously, between the Natasha Denona Cheek Duo and these, obviously something in my makeup routine is changing. I think it's my skincare routine, that I'm in a happy place with my skin, that I don't mind glowing, and I don't know what it is, but I am loving highlighters. And these two, this lit shade, I will say, shocked me. It really did shock me. Look at this. It has like a pearl lavender shift. Like, it's just stunning. And when I say shocked me, I was like, where did that come from? Like, if you missed my Westman Atelier video, I'll link it up above in the cards. But like, I was shocked that what was coming out my mouth is the highlighter's the star of the show. Excuse me? And then this is Nectar. So you see how it gives you, it's a soft peach, but it gives you this like glass-like finish. They both do. They're just stunning. I mean, look at Nectar on its own. I'm loving for these. I'm reaching for these. I'm reaching for these even if I don't have on makeup and I'm doing like a no makeup makeup. And my no makeup makeup is like spot concealer. I'll do my brows just a little bit. Mascara. And like a simple blush and highlight. And for the blush, I need to pick up more everyday shades. So this did like sheer out very nicely, but it is like, I don't think I'm gonna get away with a no makeup look with this shade. Even though it does sheer out really pretty, I don't have like pinky undertones. So I would like to get a shade that's more like my natural blush shade. You know, tell me something nice. You know, I start blushing like that shade. So I really do love the formula. I need to pick up more shades, but that shade was beautiful. And you guys know there's going to be a bronzer contour shade in here. The same Westman Atelier. This is the darkest shade in the shade Truffle. This is so pretty. This is so beautiful. I know I just recently did a live where I showed you all my bronzer collection, and I did get a request to pick my favorites, which is going to be so hard. I love bronzer so much. So I'm going to try to narrow that down, because I think we ended the live with like 22, 24. I don't remember how many it was. It was in the 20s. I remember it was in the 20s. But this is so beautiful. Again, this is great for a no makeup look. If you want to add some depth to the face, is also, it blends beautifully on top of any products you already have on. I'm really loving the Westman Atelier to where I'm looking at the shadow pods, the little lip compact, and more blush shades. I'm just saying, I'm loving it that much. And I was initially gonna get everything I wanted, but I was like, Aileen, you've never tried it. Stop, you've never tried it. Try it and then buy more if you want to. Next is a mascara. This is the Shantikai Mascara with peptides to help your lashes. So I do have this on today under my Marc Jacobs at Lashed. I'm loving wearing this either on its own for every day, or if I want more volume, I'll wear it underneath my volumizing mascara, and I'm loving it. The first time I tried it, I was like, I don't know, but it had like that wetness to it that kind of clumps a few of your lashes together, and I feel like that's normal for a lot, if not most, mascaras. Like, I find I have to use it, let it sit for like a week, sometimes two, it depends how wet it is, and then start using it again, and I really love it. So I'm really loving this. It's not new to me, but I know my opinions have shifted now that it's dried a little. So I have a few favorites left, but let's move on to the ones that, again, are not fails by any means. And this is my opinion. So we're gonna go. First is, I got a sample because I wanted to purchase it, but I'm not enjoying it, and I don't find myself reaching for it. And this is Beige Mascara Volume and Care Lash Primer from Chanel. It clumps my lashes. It's too wet. I've tried to let it sit. It's still too wet. It still clumps them. I like the Chanel mascara a lot, but I prefer it on its own. Maybe it says here it's supposed to be volumizing, but I don't want it to clump my lashes together like that. I prefer to just keep coating with a mascara. Maybe it's because I don't need the length, but I prefer to keep coating with a mascara. I'm gonna keep waiting, playing with it, see if it dries out a little more and my opinions change. But right now, I'm just really not loving this product. This is probably the only product as of right now that I could say is a fail. The other ones still get the job done, but I don't reach for it at all. Next, because I do my own nails, they have, so this is the Essie Expressi Clear Coat. And I've said this before when I purchased some polishes. The Expressi formula is not the same as the SC, like the small bottle. So you see the difference there in size. The small bottles, and this is the shade I have on today, and this is in the shade, it doesn't say. Oh, 89 Keen on Sheen. This is stunning. It's a rose gold. I love rose gold. But this clear coat, let's go back to this. It's not the same formula. I've tried it in a polish. This formula in a polish. I've tried it in the clear coat. It's supposed to dry faster. It does not. I've done my nails. I've waited hours. I've done them at 2 in the afternoon. Waited 2-3 hours, left them alone. Go to bed. And in the morning, I have the pillow marks. You know those little pillow marks that you get when you fall asleep with your nails wet? But when I touch them, they're not wet. I'll go and I'll take a shower before bed. They're fine. But I lay down, that's it. Disaster. So it's like, I don't know what to do. It's like, take your shower, do everything you gotta do your nails as early as possible, and fall asleep like this. I don't know what else to tell you. But it doesn't dry fast. I don't know. That's the issue I've had. And next, this is not a fail by any means. However, with my skin type, I find it's not a foundation that I would wear if I'm gonna go dancing. If I'm gonna be out long periods of time that I feel my oils will come through. When my oils come through, it does not break up. It does not look bad, but I find myself having to touch up more often than other foundations that I use. So I use it usually during the week, when I'm like running quick errands because I do work from home and I'm doing things like that, but not like going out to dinner on a date night where I don't want to be worried about touching up my face. And it's the Westman Atelier foundation. And this one is in the shade Atelier 6. And again, it's not a bad foundation. It's very skin-like, but because I'm oily, instead of having to touch up every 4 to 6 hours like I would a really long-lasting foundation, I'm finding myself having to do it maybe every 2. So if I feel like if I'm going to be out and about, if I'm going to the mall, if I'm just running errands, whatever the case may be, I'll totally rock this. And I have. But again, not a date night, not a date, not an evening night out, nothing of the sort. In my opinion, how I prefer my makeup and how I prefer to touch up. So don't come for me. I do like it. It's just not my go-to for an event. So let's finish with the last 2 favorites, which I'm sure you guys have seen the video, but if not, I will link it up here. Shantikai Spring. And I mentioned in that video, I had never tried the Shantikai Lip Cheek formula. And I liked it so much that I would buy another one. And because I only bought this one, I went this weekend and bought another one. Yeah, I love it. So there's no reason to not have another shade. This is in the shade Hyssop. And again, I'll link the video where I show it on its own. I show it with a liner. Oh, it's so hydrating. It's so pretty. On its own, it doesn't have the longevity that it has with a liner, but it does wear off beautifully, beautifully. And can we talk about these shadows, especially this green shade? I know you see the shift there from like that rose gold to the green. Oh, this shade is everything. It's so pretty. Look at that. Look at that shade. I swatched it right here. It's just stunning. It's beautiful. And when I was explaining it to a friend of mine, she called me and she's like, how do I know I want it? How do I know you like the formula? And I said, look, the best way I can explain it to a non-makeup avid goer is when my finger touched it, I instantly felt the made in Italy, if that makes sense. Like the quality of these shadows, like I instantly felt the quality of these shadows the second I swatched them. And I did play with these in store before I bought them because it hadn't came out. I just knew I had to have it. I just knew it. This was the first Chantecaille quad that I purchased because I have all the luminescent eye shades, but this is different. This is special. And if you have any of like the mermaid shades from Chantecaille, it's the same. I would venture to guess it's the same formula because they feel just as great. These are just not in a quad. These are like individual shadows. And last but not least are 2 skincare items, and I do have them upstairs in my master bath, so I will pop pictures up here. First is the Shantikai Cleanser. If anybody asks me, what's the one product you would recommend? The one product you would recommend from the Chantecaille line for skincare, it would be the cleanser for me. For me. It has done wonders to my skin. It is, let me tell you what was most shocking to me. So I got a sample first because I didn't want to invest in something I didn't know was going to work for me with all the skin issues I was having. I got a sample first and I just squeezed out what I thought would be enough to do my face. I could not stop building a lather. And that's when I realized I think I used too much. The next day, still used too much. Third or fourth day, I realized you need less than a pea-size amount to get a full lather and get a deep clean. Like, yes, I believe it's $64. If I may be wrong, but I want to say it's $64. If you use less than a pea-size amount, do you know how far that's going to take your skincare? Like one bottle? It's worth it. It's worth it in my opinion. I mean, once I realized, luckily I had multiple samples of the cleanser, because once I realized how much I needed to use, one little envelope pack about this size lasted a week. And that was cleansing, or maybe a little longer. I want to say it was like 9 days. And that was cleansing twice a day with a little sample pack. That's how little of it you need. It's amazing. And the second is the exfoliating cream. So it is a little gritty, but it's not like sandpaper gritty or like sugar scrub gritty. It has a little grit to it, but as you wet it and lather it, it goes away and it just exfoliates beautifully. Like when you like exfoliate and you brush your hands through your face after you've washed and exfoliate, you can feel the deep cleanse. And when you put your other skincare products and you do your makeup, you can see that it's like fully exfoliated. You know, have you ever not fully exfoliated, or you attempted to exfoliate and didn't get all the dead skin off, but you started loosening it, and when you start doing your makeup, you start seeing the loose skin? You do not get that with this. And again, I'll pop the picture up here of that as well. I'm just in love with it. It's been a favorite for months now, but I really am big on try it, make sure and ensure it's working when it comes to skincare. Like, I won't just recommend something I know it's not working for me, because I know the struggles I've been through with hormonal acne, hyperpigmentation, and the amount of products I've been through. And I would just never recommend something if it truly hasn't helped me or worked for me, because I don't want anybody to be in the position I was in, just trying a product. And I mean, when I found what worked, when I went to Miami, I took my sister a box filled with hundreds of dollars of skincare. Like, I found what works for me. You can have all this. And it was either stuff that I started using once or twice and just didn't work for me, or it was just things that I thought were working, so I had bought backups. So I gave her the one that was open and the backups. She's good for a long time, but she doesn't have the problematic skin that I do. So that's it, you guys. Those are my favorites. One fail, which would be the Chanel lash primer, and that is it. So until next time, don't forget, we're all perfectly imperfect. Bye.